Yeah, I was actually interested in the week you've got, because you've obviously had 3 tough games in 8 days. I wonder whether it's been quite nice by the end of this week to have had a whole week with the girls to look at things, take stock, perhaps reset.
Yeah, very, very true. It feels a little bit more relaxed than it has been previously. So it allows us to go into perhaps a bit more detail, fine tune a few things. So had a good morning, quite intense morning. So been so far so good.
Because you've had an influx of new faces, the league gets tougher every year. Yeah. The chance just to look at things. How do you take stock after the opening 6 weeks?
Obviously a really good start with the win over Birmingham, which was really important, and the massive draw, which felt like a win against Man City. And then obviously we then go to Man United and then go have Arsenal. That's quite tough. But that being said, even though we were beaten against 2 very good sides in Man United and Man City, I've been really pleased with the way we've presented ourselves. We've tried to play football. We've tried to play higher up, and I think we have done that. We haven't sat back and tried to keep the score line down. So I've been really actually quite pleased. Obviously disappointed with losing, we all are, but the way we're trying to play and the way the girls are making every effort to try and play the way we're asking them to play, I've been really pleased. Even against Arsenal, I watched the game back and I thought, you know what, 5-0, it was harsh, but we tried to play. I just think sometimes when players all round are, probably a bit quicker, physically stronger, and, have that much more experience, it's tough to play against. But I think we've kept going in those really tough games, and I'm really proud of that.
And you've been able across the games to give game time, I think, if my maths is right, to 18 players. A real chance to have a look at people and give them some time. And what assessment have you made of the girls you've got and the improvements they're giving you?
Yeah, I think as a squad of players, we've improved on where we were last year. That's no disrespect to the players that we've let go, but every time we bring new players in, I'm looking for players to add some added value. Otherwise, there's no point in bringing them in. I think the new players have done that. I think across the season, I always say it. We will need a squad of players to get us where we want to be, and that's to continue climbing the table. And I think everybody's played their part so far. It's early days. We will use every member of the squad, I'm sure, at some point, given the demands of the league. It's very, very tough.
Doesn't get any easier, does it? Everton this weekend, 4 wins out of 4.
Oh, well.
Has their form surprised you or not?
They've brought in some really good players, so they're doing very, very well, full of confidence. It'll be interesting to see when they play, arguably, the bigger teams. I think they would probably argue themselves that will be the real test, but absolutely they're flying at the moment. We recognise that, and we know we've got to be at our best to try and get something out of the game.
But you'll use that as an inspiration. You'll say, don't let the 5-0 Arsenal get you down. Think of the positives. Is that the approach?
Well, I think so. I think anybody that was there that day could see, we were beaten by a better team. We'll accept that. But the way we kept going, the desire to keep going, the desire to try and compete, we are still learning. They're a team full of international players, Arsenal, and if we want to be better, we've got to be able to compete against teams like that continuously, not a one-off as we did against Man City. So we're trying to compete, and I think we take the positives and learn from the bits that weren't so good, and that's what we always try to do.